Imagine holding a small, weathered penny in your hand, something you'd normally toss into a jar or leave on the sidewalk. Now, imagine that very coin could be worth hundreds of thousands, or even over $1 million. Yes, you heard that right, one single penny. Could it be in your collection? Stick around, because today we're diving into the fascinating story of the 1952 Lincoln penny, a coin that has collectors and investors buzzing. Why is this humble coin so sought after? To answer that, we need to go back to 1952, a year marked by post-war optimism and a booming American economy. In San Francisco, the U.S. Mint produced the Mint mark Lincoln pennies, a relatively small production run compared to other mint locations. These coins were made primarily for circulation, never intended to be rare. But as time passed, a combination of wear, loss, and specific minting errors transformed some of these pennies into collector's gold. Quite literally. Now, before we get deeper, let me ask you this: when was the last time you actually looked closely at your pocket change? Maybe it's time to start. Keep watching, because we'll be covering exactly what to look for, and how one small detail could make the difference between a penny worth a cent and a penny worth a fortune. Let's talk rarity. When it comes to coins, rarity and condition drive value. The 1952 Lincoln penny is already scarce, but what truly sets it apart are errors. Die cracks, double strikes, and off-center prints are the holy grails here. For example, a 1952 penny with a double die obverse can fetch tens of thousands at auction. And here's a shocking fact: one pristine specimen was recently appraised at over $1 million. Yes, $1 million, for a penny. Crazy, right? It's almost like winning the lottery, but the ticket has been sitting in your pocket all along. Let me interrupt with a fun question. If you did find $1 million penny, what's the first thing you'd buy? A dream vacation? A new house? Or would you just order pizza and call it a day? Leave your answers in the comments. I'm curious to know how people would spend their newfound fortune. Alright, back to business. So how can you identify if your 1952 Lincoln penny is valuable? First, look at the mint mark. It should have a small S below the year. Then, examine the coin for any visible errors. A magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe is your best friend here. Lastly, pay attention to the coin's condition. Coins in mint state, meaning they've never been circulated, are worth exponentially more than worn coins. If you think you've struck gold, have your coin professionally graded by services like PCGS or NGC. This small step can make a massive difference in its final valuation. Now, here's the kicker: many people unknowingly give away rare pennies. They sit in jars, get spent on candy, or worse, tossed into Coinstar machines. It's tragic, but it doesn't have to be your story. Imagine the regret of finding out you once held a six-figure coin but didn't take the time to check. Fearful yet? Good. That's the urgency that should drive you to inspect your collection tonight. Here's another twist: not all valuable 1952 pennies are old family heirlooms. Some have been discovered in the most unexpected places. Garage sales, flea markets, even thrift stores. That's right, a coin that could change your life might be lurking where you least expect it. Next time you're out hunting for bargains, keep an eye out for coin jars or old books hiding these treasures that were almost at the end. But here's the moment you've been waiting for. What makes these coins hit the $1 million mark? It's a combination of rarity, demand, and that elusive error or perfect condition. A recent auction featured a 1952 penny with a rare minting error and impeccable luster, fetching $1.1 million after intense bidding. Picture that, a tiny penny commanding a seven-figure sum. What's next for you? Tonight, take a moment to sift through your change jars, old drawers, or inherited coin collections. You might just discover the key to financial freedom sitting right under your nose. And if you're serious about cashing in, subscribe to this channel for more tips and insights on finding valuable coins. Don't wait, because coins like these aren't just rare, they're life-changing. Copper coin you might dismiss as pocket change could actually be a life-changing treasure. But here's the kicker, not every 1964 Lincoln penny is worth a fortune. So, how do you know if you have the one that could make you rich beyond your wildest dreams? Stick around because today, we're diving deep into the secrets of the 1964 no-mint mark Lincoln penny and its incredible market value. The 1964 Lincoln penny is one of the most common pennies out there. Over 2 billion were minted that year. But not all of them are created equal. Some have specific characteristics that make collectors and investors willing to pay exorbitant amounts of money. Before we dive into those details, take a moment and think, when was the last time you checked your spare change? Now, here's the deal. Many people have these valuable pennies and don't even realize it. They end up tossing them in jars or spending them at convenience stores. It's like throwing away a lottery ticket. But don't worry, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for. Here's where it gets interesting. The most valuable 1964 no-mint mark Lincoln pennies are those in pristine, uncirculated condition. They're often referred to as MS-65 or higher by grading experts. These coins are rare because they've survived decades without any damage, scratches, or wear. But there's more. Certain errors make these pennies even more sought after. Double die obverse, off-center strikes, or repunched mint marks can skyrocket the value. Imagine this, a penny with a minor minting error selling for thousands, even millions, because it's one of a kind. If you're thinking, how do I even spot these errors? Don't worry, I've got you covered. Quick question, have you ever wondered if you've accidentally spent a fortune at a vending machine? Crazy, right? So, how do you determine if your 1964 penny is worth big bucks? First, grab a magnifying glass and inspect the coin closely. Look for any doubling on the letters or numbers, especially on Liberty or the date. Check the edges for off-center strikes or other unusual details. Next, consider the condition. If your penny looks like it just came out of the mint, it's time to get it graded by a professional coin grading service. This step is crucial because collectors trust these certifications when paying top dollar. But wait, what's the current market value for these coins? In today's market, a standard 1964 penny might fetch a few cents to $1. But rare, uncirculated, or error pennies, they've been known to sell for tens of thousands at auctions. And here's the jaw-dropper, some exceptional coins have crossed the $1 million mark. Imagine the life you could live with just one of these pennies in your pocket. Think about it. That dream vacation, paying off your debts, securing your retirement, all because of one penny. Are you willing to let this opportunity pass you by? Now that you know the incredible potential of the 1964 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, it's time to take action. Check your collection, search your change, and don't overlook what could be your golden ticket. If you found something promising, consult an expert and get it graded. Remember, opportunities like this don't come often. Final pattern interrupt. So, what are you waiting for? Stop watching cat videos and start checking those coins. Your future millionaire self will thank you. Are you sitting on a fortune and don't even know it? Imagine this, a humble penny, forgotten in a drawer or jar, could hold the power to transform your life. Stay with me for the next 10 minutes, and you'll discover the secrets of the 1968 mint mark Lincoln penny, a coin so rare and valuable, it's worth up to $1 million. Yes, you heard that right, $1 million for a penny. But here's the catch, not every 1968 penny is a golden ticket. So, how do you separate the treasure from the ordinary? Don't skip ahead because every detail in this video could make the difference between pocket change and life-changing wealth. Let's start with a quick history lesson. In 1968, the United States Mint released millions of Lincoln pennies, including those minted in San Francisco, marked by the iconic S under the date. While most of these coins are ordinary, a few exceptional ones stand out for their rarity and extraordinary value. These aren't just collector's items, they're financial game changers. Here's where things get exciting. The value of these coins skyrockets under specific conditions. For instance, one of the rarest and most valuable 1968 pennies is the double die obverse variety. This error occurs when the coin's design is struck twice, creating a distinctive doubling effect. Can you imagine stumbling upon one of these in your coin jar? It's not just a penny, it's a potential jackpot. Now, let's talk about grading. Coin collectors and investors use the Sheldon coin grading scale, a 70-point system, to determine a coin's condition. A 1968 penny in mint state, we're talking flawless shine and no visible wear, can fetch jaw-dropping prices at auctions. But even if your coin isn't perfect, it could still be worth thousands. Have you checked your change lately? Alright, let's pause for a moment. Quick question, when was the last time you actually looked at a penny? Not just spent it or tossed it into a jar, but really looked at it. Crazy, right? How many of us overlook something that could be worth a fortune? Okay, back to it. Let's talk about what makes a 1968 penny so unique. Beyond the doubling errors, collectors are on the hunt for coins with unusual features like misaligned dies, clipped edges, or even unique toning caused by natural oxidation. Think of these quirks as the fingerprints of a rare coin, the very details that make them stand out in the numismatic world. Before we move to the next section, here's a little cliffhanger for you. What if I told you there's a simple test you can do at home to identify whether your 1968 penny could be worth a fortune? We'll get to that in a minute, but first, let's address the elephant in the room. Why are these coins worth so much? The answer lies in a mix of rarity, demand, and historical significance. Collectors and investors are always on the hunt for coins that tell a story. And what better story than a penny minted over 50 years ago, embodying a piece of American history, and potentially being one of the few surviving error coins? Now, here's that test I promised. Take a magnifying glass and examine your 1968 penny closely. Look for doubling on the letters or numbers, check the condition, and note any unusual features. If you think you found something special, consult a professional coin grader or a reputable coin dealer. And don't delay, the value of these coins can increase over time, but so can the competition to find them. By now, you're probably wondering, what should I do if I have one? The answer is simple. Document your coin with clear photos, research its value, and reach out to experts. You might even consider putting it up for auction. Imagine the thrill of watching bidders fight for a coin you once thought was worthless. Let me leave you with this. Every penny tells a story, but some tell a story worth millions. The next time you hold a coin, remember, it might be the key to a life you've always dreamed of. So, what are you waiting for? Go check your change, dig through that coin jar, and who knows? You might just strike gold, or, in this case, copper. 1978 Lincoln penny without a mint mark could be the key to transforming your financial future. Stick around, because this isn't just a story about rare coins, it's about how a small piece of copper could change your life forever. Now, before you dismiss this as just another tall tale, let me share a quick fact. There are people out there, just like you, who've turned a simple coin into a fortune. But here's the catch, not all 1978 pennies are created equal. Some are worth just a cent, while others, well, they're worth a fortune. What makes the difference? That's exactly what we're diving into today. So grab your coin jar and prepare to be amazed, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for to uncover your own hidden treasure. In 1978, millions of Lincoln pennies were minted, but some stood out from the rest. A penny without a mint mark might seem ordinary, but for collectors, it's like finding a diamond in the rough. No mint mark means it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, but here's the twist. Some of these pennies were minted with unique errors or variations that skyrocketed their value. Take a moment and think about this. How many times have you handled pennies without giving them a second thought? The next time you come across a 1978 penny, it could be worth more than your monthly mortgage. Crazy, right? But here's the deal, the clock is ticking. The longer these rare pennies sit undiscovered, the more their value increases, and the harder they are to find. So, what exactly should you look for? Hold that thought, because we're about to get into the juicy details. Let's get to the heart of the matter. What's the secret sauce that makes some 1978 no-mint mark pennies worth a jaw-dropping amount? First, it's all about condition. Collectors and investors are willing to pay top dollar for pennies that are in pristine condition, what experts call mint state. But condition isn't the only factor. Some 1978 pennies have rare errors, like double dies, off-center strikes, or other minting mistakes. Imagine a coin where the letters or numbers look slightly doubled. These are highly coveted by numismatists. And let's not forget about unique patinas or luster, which can make a penny stand out even more. Here's a quick tip: if you find a 1978 penny, look closely at the details under good lighting. Do you see any oddities? Hold on to that thought, because in just a moment, I'll share how you can get your coin professionally evaluated. But first, let's talk numbers, and here's where it gets exciting. While most 1978 pennies might only fetch a few bucks, rare specimens in flawless condition have sold for thousands, and some are rumored to be worth up to $1 million. Yes, you heard that right. Imagine holding a tiny piece of metal worth more than your car, or even your house. Exciting? Absolutely. But wait, there's more. So, you've got a 1978 penny, and you're wondering if it's the one. Here's what you need to do. First, protect the coin. Avoid cleaning it. Cleaning can actually decrease its value. Store it safely to prevent scratches or damage. Next, get it evaluated. Reach out to a professional coin grading service, like PCGS or NGC. These experts will assess your penny's condition and authenticity, giving you a clearer picture of its value. It might cost a small fee, but think of it as an investment. After all, what's a few dollars compared to the potential of striking it rich? And here's the kicker: the market for rare coins is booming right now. With inflation and economic uncertainty, collectors are investing heavily in tangible assets like rare coins. This means your 1978 penny could be more valuable today than ever before. But don't wait too long. Opportunities like this don't last forever. Before we wrap up, let me leave you with this thought: the next time you pick up a penny, don't just see it as loose change. See it as a potential gateway to a new chapter in your life. A chapter of financial freedom, excitement, and yes, maybe even wealth beyond your wildest dreams. So, what are you waiting for? Check your change, search your drawers, and dig through your piggy banks. That 1978 no-mint mark penny might just be waiting for you to discover it. And when you do, don't forget to share your story, because who knows? You might just inspire the next person to uncover their own hidden treasure. Now, here's my final question for you: if a single penny could change your life, what else in your everyday world are you overlooking? Think about it, and I'll see you in the next video. That's right, a single coin, hiding in plain sight, could transform your financial future. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for and how to turn a penny into a fortune. Have you ever held a coin and wondered, what's its story? Maybe not, but here's why you should. In 2016, the Denver Mint produced billions of Lincoln pennies. Most were ordinary, but a select few, and we're talking about an incredibly rare few, have quirks that make them extraordinarily valuable. These quirks, or mint errors, could be your golden ticket. Let's set the stage. Picture a manufacturing error at the mint. A misaligned die, a double strike, or a small defect, and suddenly, a penny's value skyrockets from 1 cent to potentially hundreds of thousands, or even $1 million. These errors turn a common coin into a collector's dream, but here's the kicker: these coins don't come with a flashing neon sign saying, "I'm worth a fortune." They blend in with every other penny in circulation. Could one of these rare treasures be sitting in your change jar right now? Imagine the excitement of finding out. But don't just run to check, not yet. You need to know what to look for first. So, what makes a 2016 D penny special? First, let's talk about mint marks. The D stands for Denver, where the coin was minted. Now, the key to spotting a rare one lies in the details. Start by examining the coin under a good light. Look for signs of doubling, letters or numbers that appear slightly duplicated. This is called a double die error, and collectors go wild for these. Another thing to watch for: die cracks, which look like tiny raised lines on the coin's surface. These errors happen when the dies used to strike the coins develop cracks or breaks. And here's a tip: flip the penny over. Sometimes, the reverse side hides subtle but valuable mistakes, like an off-center strike. But wait, what if you don't find these traits on your first coin? Don't get discouraged. Remember, hunting for rare coins is like mining for gold. Persistence pays off. In fact, let me share a quick story to inspire you. A man from Tennessee once found a rare penny in his pocket change and sold it for over $20,000 at auction. That's a life-changing amount for a coin most people wouldn't think twice about. Now, let's talk money. You might be wondering, how does a penny fetch $1 million? It all comes down to demand. Rare coins are a cornerstone of the numismatic world, and collectors will pay handsomely for the right piece. For example, one rare penny's value skyrocketed when it became the final piece a collector needed to complete their set. If you find a promising 2016 D penny, the first step is to verify its authenticity. Reach out to a professional coin grader or appraiser. Organizations like PCGS or NGC can certify your coin's value, giving buyers confidence. Once you've got the green light, it's time to sell. Auctions, online platforms like eBay, or specialized coin dealers can help you fetch the highest price, but here's where urgency comes in. Rare coins increase in value over time, but trends and collector interest can shift. If you find one, don't let it sit idle. Act quickly to secure the best possible deal. Now, a quick side note to reset your attention. Have you ever thought about how many pennies we toss into jars, lose in couch cushions, or even sweep under furniture? Maybe it's time to give your house a thorough sweep. Who knows, you could be sitting on a fortune without even realizing it. Before you rush off to check your pennies, here's a final thought. The world of coin collecting is vast, and treasures aren't limited to just the 2016 D penny. What if there are even more valuable coins hidden in your collection? In our next video, we'll explore the most sought-after Lincoln pennies of all time. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. So, grab that coin jar, and start your treasure hunt. Who knows? The next great discovery might just be in your hands. Thanks for watching, and remember, every penny truly counts, especially the rare ones.